So I guess New Year's is the thing I've been thinking about a lot recently, and just how much I don't particularly like the idea of setting new goals for the entire year ahead and setting new expectations, reinventing things that for some reason at the start of the year is the time that everyone's like, new year, new me. When I guess by the end of the year, I'm a completely different person to what I am at the start. And I don't want to set end of the year Michaela up for disappointment or failure by setting goals arbitrarily 12 months earlier. So goals are something I set for myself as the year progresses, but I do think that there is a restorative feeling to the start of the year. Everyone's come back from holidays, new hairdos, new jobs, new things, because gift-giving holidays have just occurred. It is a regenerative time. I think that I'm going to be kinder to myself and set myself smaller, more achievable goals throughout the year. One of the biggest things I want to do this year is learning to love my own company again. It's something that I used to be good at and is not something that I'm particularly good at anymore. I get really overwhelmed. I get really anxious. Excuse you, wind. Overall, at the moment, I'm finding being with my own company quite an unpleasant experience. Not being able to sit inside my own head for more than any period of time. Not being able to go out and spend a few hours outside of the house without feeling like I have to go home and I have to be on top of things and doing things. Just learning to take some time and really appreciate me. I've spent a lot of years not doing that, so I think it's time to prioritize that this year, which comes in many different forms. Prioritizing myself, prioritizing socializing with people in myself, another thing that I'm going to work on this year. I'm sorry to everyone that I know I haven't been present. I think that that's my primary goal this year. And it's not something that is super specific. It is vague for a reason. And success for this goal comes in many different shapes and sizes. Again, being kind to myself, being kind to 12 months away Michaela, who will be much more enlightened than current present day Michaela is. That's another thing I didn't say before. It's February and I'm starting the new year in February, and that's how we're starting 2023. Sometimes the year just has to start in February. I spent most of January literally chasing my tail. I had so many things to wrap up from the end of last year that just didn't get done before the end of the year, and so it carried over and I'm finally done. I've finally wrapped up all of that. So I'm taking it slow. I'm taking it at my pace, starting the year by clearing my space, cleaning everything that I own, cleaning out a lot of things that I own, making room for new things that this year is going to bring. Maybe training my dogs to be recalled so that I don't have to do this. So it's a new year. It's finally 2023. What did I do last year? Did I achieve anything? Last year, we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, which was something that I never actually thought that I would do given my lack of ability to be consistent with anything. We went to Europe. I still haven't really told you anything about that. I haven't really posted anything about my Europe trip aside from going to Belfast to visit Kirsty. I had a whole other 2 weeks in Europe aside from that one day. So maybe that's a goal for this year, finally getting those videos out into the ether. I managed to finally end up in the job that I wanted to be in when I left university. Granted, it's an hour away from my house, but we made it. I think 2022 is a year that things started to look up and things started to get a little bit better. I think I grew up a lot in 2022 in ways that I don't think that I have in the previous years. I turned 27. I'm turning 28 this year. I'm slowly approaching 30, and for the longest time I thought my life was going to end at 30 because that is the timeline in which people stop and they start to settle down, buy a house, have children, which is something that I'm not super keen on right now. I mean, I bought a house, that was already done. Man, COVID ruined that one for me. I think I'm going to try to get back to doing things that I've loved doing. I'm going to try and get back into reading for fun. I'm going to get back into moving my body, into exercising, into doing circus again. to reconnecting to things that I previously have made a part of my identity that I don't necessarily consider a part of myself anymore, which makes me really sad, and there's a grief there, and I know that I'm going to need to process that to be able to reintegrate who I am now into that, because I'm a different person to what I was than when I did that last time. That's going to be a process, but a process that I'm excited about. So welcome to 2023, everyone. The start of the year is slow. There isn't infinite time, but there is definitely enough time for you to take your time in settling into the year, because the new year, new me January thing just is not feasible for me. And so I can imagine it's not feasible for many of you either. So I hope the start of your year was slow and leisurely, and that you give yourself time to figure out what you in 12 months might want to be, or not. You don't have to do that either. I'm just going to figure out who I'm going to be for today, and then tomorrow, and then the day after that. So welcome to 2023. I hope that your year is good, and I hope that your day today is good. And I'm going to throw it to Michaela in the past at this point in time, and you're going to spend some time with her getting her life together. Spoiler, at least 2 days in, she does not have her life together. Hi. I'm still trying to get my life together. Okay, you weren't who I invited, but whatever. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Every time. I don't think I will ever get over this view. He really needs to cut his grass though. Look at that! The cows get lost in there. We can't see them because they're covered by the grass. I swear, this is like one of the biggest serotonin boosts that I get in my day. Before we were so rudely interrupted, I was going to tell you about the books I'm reading. See, the thing is, I'm still reading the same books I was reading 2 weeks ago. Because as I said, it's been a slow start to the year. I'm still reading Skyward. I am only 115 pages in. It's too far to soft DNF. so we will persevere. But this is currently my least priority due to the fact that it no longer has a time pressure for the book club that I was reading it for. I have instead picked the next book club book, and it is a book that I have already read, for the purpose of the fact that I still need to read this and the other 2 books that I'm currently reading in preparation for 2 buddy reads that I will be doing next month. I am also listening to Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, which is the first in the Last Hours series. The last one just came out. I have it, I bought it, it's somewhere. Chain of Thorns? Question mark? I will be reading that ASAP. It's been a while since I've jumped back solidly into the Cassandra Clare world. I was reading them as they came out, but we all know that I have the memory of a colander, so rereading is necessary. I'm listening to that on audiobook. I'm nearly done. That is one of 3 that I have nearly completed. But most excitingly, I am reading A Deadly Vow by J.D Ronan. I've already spoken about this, but I am now officially halfway through and I'm having a good time. It was a bit info dumpy at the start, a bit tricky to get into. Her writing is very poetic. I need to read every single sentence to understand what's happening, and that's not a strength of mine, but it is fabulous. It's a dark romance fantasy. We've got 2 characters, Kai and Sabine. They are essentially on opposite sides of the kingdom. Sabine is the daughter of the king on one side, and Kai is the prince of the other side. We start the book by Sabine being tied to a boulder. Something's happened, they're linked magically, and he has to save her. There's things that I still don't understand that I'm hoping upon reflection and understanding the rest of the story I will understand. That is my priority because it is released on the 13th of February and I need to review it before that because it's an arc. So that is first on the list of Meekela needs to finish reading the books that she started before she picks up any more. So welcome to the next few days. I'm working a 52-hour work week. I have 3 double shifts this week, which was very silly of me. Not intentional, just happened that way. I'm filled with regret, but here we are. I do like this. This is growing on me. I look a little bit like Sokka with my little warrior ponytail. That spread looked all cute and all, but that took me 3 hours to outline. 3 whole hours, and I haven't even filled it in yet. Time to read. Tuesday today. Come to work with me. This will be fun. This is my last afternoon that I have to myself, and then for the next 3 days I'm doing double shifts. So living it up while we can. Alright, I'm gonna go because I'm late. But we're going to finish Chain of Gold. 2 hours left in that, which means I can finish that probably on my way to work today because I drive an hour to work. Happy Tuesday. I'm so tired and I'm not looking forward to the fact that I have 3 12-hour shifts for the next 3 days. So tonight is not a getting your shit together night. Tonight is a just surviving the night. Zero productivity on this front today. It has been 12 hours and it appears as though they haven't moved. Eight PM at night. I was gonna say let's sit down and chat, but the only things I have to update you on are the fact that I finished Chain of Gold, I've started Chain of Iron, I'm more than 50% of the way through A Deadly Vow. I haven't read any more of Skyward since the 50 pages that I read of it in January. I'm just becoming increasingly aware of the fact that this is gonna be me for the next 3 days, so Friday night Michaela will carry you through to the end of this video. 24 hours of work left for the week. Hello, welcome back. We're back, we're alive, we've made it. I did in fact call in sick to my last overtime shift for this week because I've got to put my own oxygen mask on before I can put on someone else's. And my job is putting oxygen masks metaphorically on other people. I did not have one on. So we're here, we've made it, and I'm still just trying to get my life together for the month. I have to re-clean everything because it's been so long since that happened. I'm still finishing A Deadly Vow. How far through am I? 67%. I have done exactly 1 page in my bullet journal spread. This one, my goals, they're done. We're still going at our own pace. That is the vibe for this weekend, just taking it easy. In the spirit of being kind to myself. Let's take it slow. I wasn't gonna make this a video where I actually talked about books, but I have to. I have to tell you about this. This is a dark fantasy. We follow 2 main characters. It's a dual perspective. They are opposing children of opposing sides of this war that's happening. They're forced into like this marriage of convenience because it's a dark romance. We know there's going to be some shenanigans that go on between them. But what I didn't expect is that the male main lead is kind of like a broody cinnamon roll. But I'm just going to leave you with a quote to sit on for this. I'm going to go into disguise and we will stay out of her way. You're right. Others may not have good intentions for her. We will just have to kill them off, one by one, after the fact, not before, if that's what she chooses. As for them, well, they slept with my wife. I was going to murder them regardless. Might as well do it quickly. We love a dark broody protective cinnamon roll. I'm having the best time. I will admit, now that I'm talking about it, let's just talk about it. Jada has said this, but the first third of the book is quite content heavy, and because her writing style is quite poetic and lyrical, I had to read every single word to understand what was happening, and I still couldn't get to that point of understanding what was happening, and I kind of just moved on with it, and I've picked it up along the way, so that's not an issue. That's fine. But I don't think it was until about halfway when we started getting introduced to some different characters that it really started to pick up. Now I'm very thoroughly invested. I have 2 hours left and I don't think it's going to be enough, and everyone else that's reading the arc is saying that the ending is brutal, and I know Jada's working on book 2, and I already need more, and I'm not even done with the book yet. So I'm going to continue to read this. I'm going to stop gushing about it now before I've even finished it. If I haven't said it, release date is like the 13th or the 14th of February. I've just realized by the time you're watching this book is already out, so you should read it. Good morning. I have read a little bit more. I'm so close to finishing A Deadly Vow, but I had the urge to cleanse again, starting the year, taking it at our own pace. I'm gonna unhaul some books for reasons. Let's get rid of some books. So already I've chosen Passenger, and I give my marriage a year to unhaul because I'm never gonna read this, and I hated this. I also am going to get rid of Falling Kingdoms, which I tried to read last year and hated, and also a very, very dusty copy of Three Dark Crowns by Kendall Blake. I read this. I liked it, but it was one of those books that I was like, I don't think I'm gonna finish the series. Like, it was cool, interesting concept. I just don't think it's for me anymore. Oh, it smells so good though. Alright, what else? We do currently own 2 copies of The Hunt for Red October, so that's going. I will never get rid of my Pokemon handbook, complete with all of the different people who I traded this book with in primary school. It's literally sticky taped together because it is falling to pieces. My pride and joy. I'm also going to unhaul And I Darken because I don't think I'll ever actually read it. I've had this book for years and my interest in it is slowly waning over time, so that is another one to add to the pile. Let's not forget that I have 3 copies of the Twilight Saga in the boot of my car, and they just live there. Because of reasons, I can also get rid of this arc of The Dangers of Truffle Hunting by Sunny Overend. I just didn't like this. I think this was like one of my first forays into like adult fantasy romance books. Not my vibe. Not my vibe. I am considering getting rid of the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks. Convince me otherwise. I'm just not feeling like I'm in my fantasy era. So that is the stack for today, plus a few more. Watch this space. Alright, I'm gonna go finish A Deadly Vow, and I'm sad. I'm literally drawing it out at this point. That's why we've taken so many breaks, because I don't want it to end. I'm not ready.
He was dancing.
Thank you, boy. Just napped for 2 hours, which was great, but we still have a video to film and edit to upload tomorrow. The show must go on. We can be restful, but the show must go on. I have to try and hide the fact that my hair is short in this video because no one knows yet. You don't know yet. I'm gonna try and keep you in the dark until next week. Did you notice? Was it noticeable? Hidden. I'm an idiot. Hey Corey, are you hungry? Alright, me and my emotional support water bottle now have to edit for the afternoon because video goes up in like 24 hours, so wish me luck. Did I tell you that I finished A Deadly Vow? I finished A Deadly Vow. I loved A Deadly Vow. First half dragged a bit, second half, oof, amazing, definitely worth it. So that's that. We're just gonna edit because, you know, like I said, show must go on. And then maybe after that I'll finally finish my bullet journal for the year on the 11th of February. Alright, my friends, I think it is time to wrap up where we stand. Finished Chain of Gold via listening. I'm more than halfway through Chain of Iron. I finished A Deadly Vow, so that's like 2 out of 5 books that I had planned on starting in this week completed. You don't know the other ones. Pretend that they're not sitting just there. Did I get everything done that I wanted to organize my life in a week? Negative. I did not. It goes in keeping with the theme of doing things slowly and at my own pace. So the leftover goals that I didn't do, I didn't join a gym. I didn't get there. I didn't tell you that that's something that I was going to do, but I didn't do it and I meant to. And so that's on the list of things to do this week, is to join the gym. I also need to get health insurance because I'm an adult now and I'm gonna start being charged extra if I don't get health insurance soon. So that's on the list. I still am not entirely sure about my goals for this year, and again, I don't think I want to. I think that they'll just develop as it goes. Also, remember how I cleaned everything at the start of the video? It's all dirty again, and I'm mad about it. I love how I get mad about things getting dirty when I also don't do anything to prevent things from getting dirty or clean them up after they go dirty. Executive dysfunction. I think that that's where we stand for the end of this week. Getting my life together. Mildly successful. Successful enough for successful to be a success. Nothing like starting the new year in February. Okay, I need to go. I need to clean and continue to organize my life. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night or whatever time it is where you are in the world, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.